All right, y'all. Welcome to Street Church congregation. Come on in. And for first time visitors, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, y'all. We're going to go right in to this video. This video is going to be about the NFL draft that was recently held here in Michigan, where I'm from. I don't know why that just happened. Anyway, so the article was written on the Michigan State Police, in particular, this one officer who has like a lot of experience in human trafficking. This is about human trafficking. So a lot of times what happens is uh, big events like this will attract a lot of uh, sex traffickers. It will attract a lot of high price call girls, escorts, as they want to call themselves. It's all prostitution and it's all human trafficking and sex trafficking. And these type of events will bring these types of crimes out to the forefront, right? A lot of people is using these as cover to for sexual solicitation and prostitution and even human trafficking, right? So they buying and selling other people. People are buying and selling people. And this could be underage. They could have minors, they could have children that they're buying and selling. So this is a very serious thing. And so I wanted to come on my platform and bring it to the light. And it was happening during the NFL draft in Detroit, which was only just a few weeks ago. It was in this month, and Michigan State Police Officer Price was the person who was mainly in this article talking about. They were busting hotels all around Detroit, outside the Detroit area. One thing about Michigan is we got like a bunch of little small towns and villages around our cities, our main cities, right? Which I'm quite sure all around the U.S. it's like that too, but it's something different the way Michigan is made up. Really different the way Michigan is made up. You got to come here to see how it's made up, but we got a lot of little rural areas within rural areas. You see what I'm saying? We got rural areas within rural areas, right? Towns within towns, and then a town within that town, and so on and so on. So anyway, um, people do they due diligence, right, and search these things out, and they'll notice about this state. You could be moving around in Detroit, but have your location somewhere on the outskirts of Detroit, just in some little small town, and be tucked off somewhere that nobody really realized you operating from. You get what I'm saying? Um, and if you're really involved in making a lot of money at this human trafficking, um, you could have bought a little cottage somewhere or a little house somewhere and for the little or nothing, and nobody would be the wiser. So it would take the operations of like many local departments, including the state, police, the Michigan State Police, to pull this off. So, and I believe that's what happened. They just operated as one big, huge unit, different departments, outside of Detroit, in these rural areas, right? These towns and towns and towns, inside of towns, was working together to fight against this human trafficking, which is evil. It's just wicked. And but I had no idea um, that a person would take the opportunity to use the NFL draft here in Detroit as a cover for human trafficking. Come on, man, ride around with that and come back to this location. Are you at where I'm at with this? I mean, this is just evil upon evil, just um and we don't know how far it goes, and we don't know if this, means that somehow people that's in the NFL draft probably had something to do with, some human trafficking. We don't know yet. We don't know. I bet you the investigations ain't over. And this human trafficking goes high up. It goes high up into entertainment. It goes high up into politics. It goes, um, local, state, and federal, of people involved with human trafficking. And it's evil and it's wicked. And I'm glad it's somebody or people, right, fighting against this human trafficking. Um, and it reminds me because, I've been thinking how I can get involved in supporting organizations that fight against human trafficking. Um, because outside of YouTube, I'm an artist. Like I have a comic book company outside of YouTube, and I was thinking about making a character that was fighting against human trafficking. Y'all let me know in the comments if that's something I should bring to fruition. Is a character based on fighting human trafficking. I want to create a character. If y'all got some names, give me some names for the character, and we'll start to put it together. And God willing, we'll bring it to fruition, right? Because that's what I want to do. So drop a comment and let me know, what y'all think about, creating a character uh, about human trafficking, fighting against human trafficking. On that note, it's really not that much uh, that I can say. I just know that during the NFL draft in Detroit, human trafficking was fought against by the Michigan State Police. They said they went to a lot of hotels outside of Detroit, like in all the little areas like Canton, Michigan. And, if you're not from Michigan, you might not know about Canton. But Canton and stuff is probably in the Wayne County area. And Wayne County is like the county for Detroit and other places like Warren, Michigan, and I believe Royal Oak, and some other places, right? But I know y'all know Detroit. Detroit, Michigan, you got to know that city, if you live in the United States. But anyway, uh, you can go check the article out to get further information. It was a lot of women from a lot of places. There was one woman, she was even from the Dominican Republic, so that lets you know the Dominican Republic. So that lets you know right there that this is an international thing, and it's big business too. Human trafficking is $1 billion. They call it an industry. It's billions of dollars being made in human trafficking. Ride around with that and come back to where I'm at with this. And they had the nerve enough in the article to call it an industry. Why would you use that word for it? Like it's legal. Industries are legal. It should have been, it's billions of dollars being made off this criminal activity. That's what the article should have said. These type of crimes, billions of dollars are being made off of human trafficking crimes. Human trafficking is a crime. It's illegal. But I believe the word industry and things like this is to normalize it. And I believe eventually they will start making strides to legalize human trafficking. And it's coming in the near future, not further off like we think. the near future. But on that note, listen, I want to make this short because y'all can read the article on yourself. Human trafficking stings operations being ran during the NFL draft in Detroit. You can check it out. Officer Price, I think he was a Michigan State Police officer. He was the one that spoke out in the article about all the situations. So he was the one that did the interview for the article. You can check it out for yourselves. And I'm going to do this because I want to be a help. The National Human Trafficking Hotline number is 1-888-373-7888. Once again, the National Human Trafficking Hotline is 1-888-373-7888. 7888. 1-888-373-7888. That is the National Human Trafficking Hotline. If you see human trafficking, which is a crime, which is illegal, going on anywhere in the United States, anybody in the United States, you see this video, this is the hotline. I want to be a help and a support to those who are fighting against human trafficking, because I think it's wrong. I think it's evil because it deals with minors and babies. It deals with teenagers being snatched from some parking lot at Walmart and being snatched away from their family to go be prostitutes by force, to be sold to people, to be sex slaves to somebody, to be raped and abused. So this is the hotline number to combat that. On that, this is Street Church. I'm letting the congregation out. God bless.